Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your celestial wisdom for the week of January 22nd through the 30th of 2023. We're coming to our last full week of January of this year, this calendar year. And as I mentioned before, we don't need the calendar to turn a particular, say, year for us to continue to do things that we hopefully had started long before, getting into really good habits. And we're coming off of a new moon in Aquarius. And so this was a time where we were planting seeds of being able to see where we saw ourselves in the future, how we can think out of the box to resolve certain things that maybe were outdated, how to innovate, how to have more independence in our lives, more freedom to be able to express our unique ideas, and also to have this feeling of being a little bit unconventional, if you will. And so this week, it has a very mercurial theme to it. And I'll explain why now that Mercury is direct again. It's still in shadow, but it's moving out of shadow by the end of the week into the following week. So we're already starting to feel some good movement forward, say with certain conversations. Maybe you're looking for a job and you're waiting on an interview and you finally got it, or making a decision about something. This is a good week to make some decisions, especially as we are coming off of this new moon. And we want to look at the new moon intentions. Are they in alignment with our values? And if they're in alignment with our values, let's make those decisions accordingly so that we can sleep well at night. So this is a great week. If you've been tossing around certain things and not quite sure what direction you really wanted to go, you should start to receive a little bit of this knowing that your body is always talking to you and it's time for you to get moving. There's going to be some good conversation that happens amongst you and maybe your coworkers or people that work for you, or maybe your boss. And not just about job. There could be some really sweet conversations with you and your beloveds, those who are dependent on you, or someone you are romantically involved with. And what we're looking at is on Sunday, we'll have the moon, Saturn, and Venus all canoodling closely in Aquarius. So on Sunday, we're going to be looking at what we want and what we need in order to give and receive love that may seem a little unconventional. As I mentioned before, we're innovating it. We're sharing our ideas of what it is that we want. We love that intellectual stimulation. If you're single and looking for love, this is a time where you may really be drawn to some quirky people, and you may find yourself coupled or getting involved with someone who you wouldn't normally get involved with. This is I think about interracial relationships, or maybe you have a different sexual preference and you're like, well, I was never with a woman before, but maybe now I will be. And whatever it might be, because at the end of the day, this Aquarian theme is all about love is love, regardless of the gender, regardless of race or background or culture. We're all still part of this human experience, and we want to continue to evolve. And how does consciousness evolve? It evolves through the experiences of our individuated self. And that's a big theme. We're going to be looking at how consciousness and subconscious merge and integrate together. How does all of this come into play? And our minds are going to be so active as Mercury is moving through the last degrees of Capricorn, and will be transiting into Aquarius in the next couple of weeks, or next week. And I'll talk more about that in my next video. But right now, we're going to be really supercharged with the mind and making decisions and seeing what's useful for us, what actually works, what accomplishments and celebrations can we share, can we have, as well as are these people that we are attracted to, or that we say we give and receive love to, do they line up in our value system? And also, are they useful for pushing our agendas forward, getting things done? And so Tuesday on the 24th, the sun in Aquarius will sextile Jupiter in Aries. This gives us opportunities for success. Again, we're going to be thinking a lot about how useful these situations, how can I take this situation and either better myself, better humanity, And we're going to be looking at decisions can be made from inspiration. What gives us the most positive, meaningful work or impact on the world and on humanity itself? Is what I'm doing beneficial? How can I create something that has long lasting results and of great benefit? There's an expansive energy here with Jupiter because we're going to be looking at the expansive nature or ways to grow both personally and professionally, as well as being able to help others grow. This is a great energy for cultivating leadership within a group. It's also great energy for finding ways in which you can deepen your understanding, get your roots a little deeper about something you wanted to learn more about that allows you to stand out in the crowd, but also be part of it. Meeting like-minded people. Again, I'm going to point to the singles. If you're looking for love, meet like-minded people in the sense that you share similar values and ideas, and you have this great vision for where you want to go in your life. This is a great time to do it. So get out there and circulate. Also, Mercury will trine Uranus on the next day on January 25th. And that could give us sudden news of accomplishment. This is where, if you're waiting on that job offer, that can come. If you're waiting for, say, a particular declaration of love in any sort of practical form, like, you want your beloved to bring you flowers just randomly, it's a great time to do it. Or it might be, hey, let's move in together. Or will you marry me? There could be some real proposals happening during this time. It might be, I want to help you pay that bill. That's my way of showing you how I love you and support you. So many different ways that this Mercury trine Uranus can show up because Uranus is sudden. There's also this great awakening. So it's a great time for meditation and allowing the ahas to come in and really paying attention to them. Then Thursday, January 26th, Venus will make her move into Pisces. Venus being our planet of love and values and relationships and finances and beauty and harmony, art, all of that. And she's exalted in Pisces. She loves being in Pisces. Pisces is very artful, and it loves all and everything, and it sees the unification of everything. And so with Venus and Pisces, we're going to respond to the most gentlest of stimuli and maybe a touch of glamour. We're going to be drawn to those shiny new things. We're going to have gestures of love in romantic forms. It's a very romantic time. We may actually start allowing ourselves to dream of what's possible. So if you've had moments of, say, crisis of faith, or you're just not sure if you can believe in what you're seeing, or maybe this heaviness of reality is so heavy, with Venus and Pisces, it can get lighter for us. We're looking at transcendent love. So if you are single and you're looking for love, you may find it through meditation. You may find it through intuition, or you find your connection is such a spiritual connection. It transcends even the physical. And if you are attached to someone, this is an opportunity to fall in love all over again. So if things have been a little too serious with the Capricorn energy and Venus and Aquarius energy, now it can lighten, it can become much more, like I say, romantic. And in some ways, a multitude of sins can be overlooked. It's a great time to, especially if you've been too critical in your relationships or nitpicky, it's a great time to start communicating and seeing and overlooking some of those little quirky things that may have annoyed you, and to just go, you know what, my beloved is so amazing for so many things, and you can find some humor. There's creative play that comes out here at this time. Also, on a practical level, Venus and Pisces can give you this beautiful creative energy. So if you're looking for ways maybe to wax poetically, write a book, or find some form of inspiration that lets you share your expression in some beautiful art form, capitalize on Venus and Pisces. And Friday, Mercury will square Chiron, our wounded healer planet, but also the teacher. And Chiron also was the musician. And with Mercury in this square here, you may find that there's tension of the mind that says, wait a minute, something's not working. I need to do this differently. What have I learned from my past that I can communicate and share first with myself, because what story am I trying to tell? And then secondly, how can I help others benefit from what I've learned? So it's a good time if you're wanting to teach or share or get thoughts together, if you're putting some sort of workshop or curriculum together. This is a time to do it. Great time for talk therapy. Mercury again trines Uranus and the moon on January 28th. And this gives us wonderful opportunities to feel good with our words, to share time with people that help us to, really feed our soul on a very good level. But also practically with Uranus and the moon in Taurus, there's that energy of I need food, I need sustenance, and I need to be able to make sure that everybody feels secure. So maybe I start to feel a little more secure in my relationships. I feel more secure in my career path or just in myself. I'm learning to trust myself more. Your intuition is going to be at an all-time high this weekend on January 28th, and then the sun trining Mars on the 29th, giving you an opportunity again to take action, to find inspiration through your words, through your ideas. And also, most importantly, I would say the biggest theme overall this week is really tapping into your intuition, letting it guide you. The telepathic communication is going to be powerful. You're going to probably hear other people's thoughts. Don't dismiss it. Just ask, how can I be of benefit when I'm hearing this? There's also really powerful energy here that's showing up in remembering that our words create worlds. So if I'm taking action and I'm using my words to do it, am I creating a world where people want to participate, where they want to be involved? Or is this a time where am I creating a world of war? Am I creating a world of disharmony? So these are the things that we want to pay attention to throughout the week as different stories come in. One of the things that I love to do is remind myself when I get caught up in an emotion is, where did that start? Number one, usually in the mind. And it usually started with a story. And what story did I tell myself? And then I'm like, who told me that story? Maybe I made that up. No one else did, right? I think about how the emotions can trigger the mind because they're connected, they're fine friends, how the emotions can trigger the mind to create a story of like, oh, I feel anxious, therefore it must mean so-and-so doesn't like me, or something else, something's going to go wrong. Well, the invitation is, until the situation arrives, remind yourself, no one has told you that story except for you. So you ground in, you stay present in the moment, and you remember your tools that when life rises up and faces you with something, you meet it. And you meet it with your full presence. And in doing so, trust yourself. You have the tools that you need in order to meet that, because we're not given more than we can handle. I jokingly say this, but if you're going to learn a new skill or you've learned skills, you have tools, then you need practice. You need to get to that spiritual dojo. You need to get to the school of life and take the test or share what you've learned, be met with that opportunity and look in that tool bag and say, okay, what's useful here? How can I be of benefit? All right, you guys, I hope this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Come find me at jamiedawn.com. I want to hear your stories. I love stories. I'm not saying stories are bad when I say who told me that story. What I'm saying is, remember that not all stories are true. We often make a lot of them up. So what I will say, though, is I want to hear your story because it's helped to shape you, just like my experiences have helped to shape me and the stories that I tell, and to be able to give that persona some form of life. It's a character. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have such a great week, and I look forward to connecting with you. Take care.